You have a tube?
Yeah. But I found this littler one that maybe this one can pop over and we cut here if we have to, or vice versa.
That's plastic. That's rubber. Probably find some like this in the junkyard too. Just go and take it off of it. All probably gonna be the same. Oh, this isn't here.
This is not, because this part's the same size.
Well, I guess probably just twist it on there pretty. That's pretty close. Alright, I'm gonna make a video. Put it on my channel. I was recording the whole time.
Yeah.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm gonna label this one as learn your lesson. Well, I learned my lesson today. Replacing a heater core on a 2005 Hummer H2, which would be the same as replacing it on a 2003 to 2009 Hummer H2. So, disconnecting the whole dashboard, taking everything out, center console, dashboard, steering wheel, everything, replacing the heater core, putting it all back in. Now, keep in mind when we replace the heater core, there's a lot of things behind it you can't see while you push it back in. The two little tubes will stick out the firewall. And I'll show you here what I'm talking about. So, heater core replacement fixed. There was cooling of radiator fluid down inside the compartment underneath the dashboard on the inside. Well, long story short, hours and days later, after dismantling it and putting it all back together, then we had a leak, which was a water leak. Wasn't a leak as like radiator fluid. It was water coming down on the floorboard on the driver's side. I'll show you here what I'm talking about. This whole floorboard is soaked. Water's coming down from up here, up and over. I'm gonna assume that it's the plastics and the vents are probably channeling the water over to the driver's side, because there's absolutely no water on the passenger side. So, doing some research, looking, oh, they're draining the back, drain this, drain that, clog this, clog that. Well, it had nothing to do with any of the drains or any of the clogs that we thought. So, when I say we, is my buddy who owns another H2. He's got the truck style, and I got the SUV. All the same. But it comes down to this part right here. So when you're pushing back the housing for the heater core, this tube has to go back through its hole and down, so that water, the gravity pulls it down and it drips on the outside onto the ground. Well, what had happened was the heater core was pushed back in through the firewall and ended up pushing it back through like this, pinching the drain tube on the AC condenser, which all the condensation comes out the firewall, drips on the ground, so it couldn't do that. So what it was doing was it was pooling on the inside of the firewall and not leaking out to the environment. So how I caught it was I was comparing it to my Hummer, and I noticed this thing was sticking down just like this, and then I looked at my buddy's Hummer and it was pinched just like that. I had no idea what it was. Thought it was the roof lights. Fixed the roof lights. Thought it was the corner. Thought it was the drain and the bed of the truck was clogged. Something. It had to have been something. Water channeling back through the front. I don't know. But it happened to be, once you do a heater core, you make sure you put this tube back through the firewall, or take it off. Once you pull it through, take it off. So when you put the heater core housing back in, then you can put this back on the outside of the firewall when it's all installed. So it's not, you're not forcing it through a tiny hole and making it pinched like that. You can see it was torn. You can't buy these from O'Reilly's or AutoZone or anything like that. It's just a cheap plastic hose. You can use any type of hose, but the closest we found, something that can point it to the ground, was this. I'm gonna see if this will fit. So water. Let's see if I can point it out here. You can see it, the engine's running. I'm gonna try to point at it. There's the hose. That's the outlet. So that has to come back through the firewall. And that rubber tube has to be put back on there through, let's see here, through that little drain hole right there. So it just drains onto the ground. Easy fix. Thought maybe I had to replace the, take out the whole heater core again. You didn't have to take to fix that. It was just a pinch tube that was coming out the firewall. So I just want to put that out there. It could be one of the problems causing water to get inside your vehicle, soak in your carpets. All these other ones are possible too. Like I said, these lights, those running lights, those seals, they get on the inside here, there's a wire housing, a rubber housing that goes down. Well, this whole thing acts as a water channel, and then water runs down through these channels. Now, if that rubber seal where the wires go inside your cab is shot, it's gonna leak water into the cab, so that's gotta be replaced. Phillips screwdriver, your hand, and then maybe some caulking, some black silicone, or anything like that that can help you seal it, or just go to the junkyard and rob one off of another Hummer. I mean, same thing goes as those running lights. These running light seals have to be replaced. Mine's a 2005. I replaced them a few years ago. They're still good. But before that, they were shot. You know, that's another reason it could be leaking in the carpet. But once I fixed that on my truck, it fixed the water leak inside because it was dripping all over my stereo. So, but anyways, point, either go get one of these things or just go get a tube the same size as the original one, just a straight tube, and just curve it down back through the hole down to the bottom of the vehicle so it's not, you know, in the way of anything. So that's it. Wet carpet water leak Hummer H2, all models, makes 2003 to 2009. If you got any questions, comments, anything, like I said, I literally took apart this whole dashboard on the Hummer H2 to replace the heater core, and that was the next problem, which caused flooding inside the vehicle. Now it's fixed. I guarantee it's not going to be wet in the carpets anymore. He's going to dry it out, vacuum it up, shop vac it, whatever. It's not going to leak anymore. But that's something that could be overlooked, I mean. So you overlook that. You look down there, it's real dark. You can't tell if that hose is sticking out the black firewall. Now if you ever got a white truck or a red truck or whatever, it might be a little easier, but just looking down in there and just, you can't see it really. But anyways, that's all I got. Like I said, leave a comment down below if you got any questions, you like the video, if you appreciate it. Maybe if there's something else I can explain. But that's all I got.